There is a rule that exists far beyond society, beyond trends, beyond modern noise. Most men have never been taught it, not because it isn't real, but because knowing it would make them too powerful. This rule doesn't live in books or classrooms. It lives inside the body, inside the energy that creates life itself. A man's seed is not just physical matter. It is stored creation. It is potential waiting to become something greater. When a man protects it, he is not denying pleasure. He is choosing power over weakness. He is choosing creation over consumption. He is choosing mastery over addiction. The same force that can bring a child into this world is the same force that can build dreams, sharpen the mind, and awaken a man's true presence. But modern life has trained men to waste it, to chase short pleasure, to obey impulse, to release without thought. And every time that happens, something invisible is lost. Not just energy, but clarity, direction, strength. That quiet fire inside that once made men fearless and focused. The universe operates on balance. Nothing is wasted. Everything transforms. When energy leaves the body without purpose, it does not return as growth. But when energy is held, respected, and redirected, it rises. It changes form. It becomes focus, confidence, drive, purpose. This is why men who retain begin to feel different. They walk differently. They speak with calm weight. Their eyes look alive, not because they are trying to impress, but because their energy is no longer leaking away. People feel this before they understand it. Rooms respond to it. Conversations shift. Respect appears without effort. Not attraction, not ego, but presence. The kind of presence that doesn't need approval. This is not magic. It is alignment. When a man stops wasting what is sacred, his entire system reorganizes itself. The mind clears, the body strengthens, the spirit becomes steady, and the universe responds to steadiness. Ancient cultures understood this deeply. They didn't explain it with modern language, but they lived it. In Egypt, they spoke of inner ascent. In India, it was discipline of life force. In the East, it was the refinement of inner essence. Different names, same truth. When desire is ruled instead of obeyed, power awakens. When lust is transformed instead of indulged, something ancient turns on inside the man. The problem today is not desire. Desire is natural. The problem is unconscious desire. Desire without direction. Desire that controls the man instead of serving him. That's how men become drained, restless, addicted, confused, always chasing something, never satisfied. Retention is not suppression. It is redirection. It is taking the strongest force inside you and aiming it upward instead of letting it spill into nothing. When a man begins retaining, changes happen quietly at first. Thoughts slow down. Anxiety softens. The constant pull toward distraction weakens. The body feels heavier in a good way, grounded, solid. The chest feels lighter. Breathing becomes deeper. Sleep improves. Motivation returns naturally, without force. This is because energy that once escaped now stays inside, feeding the nervous system, strengthening the mind. As this energy rises, it feeds awareness. You start noticing things you used to ignore. Patterns, opportunities, warnings. Intuition becomes sharper, because the mind is no longer clouded by constant craving. When your inner world becomes calm, the outer world starts cooperating. This is how the universe works. It mirrors your internal state. When your energy is scattered, life feels chaotic. When your energy is centered, life begins to flow. This is why men on retention often notice strange coincidences. Right place, right time, right people, doors opening without force. It's not luck, it's resonance. When your inner energy becomes ordered, reality aligns around that order. The universe rewards discipline because discipline creates harmony, and harmony attracts growth. But here is the truth most people miss. Retention alone is not enough. The universe does not reward empty control. It rewards understanding. A man who retains out of fear will break. A man who retains out of ego will fall. But a man who retains with purpose becomes unstoppable, because his energy is guided, not trapped. Every urge that rises is not an enemy. It is a test, a signal of stored power asking for direction. When you breathe through it, move your body, focus your mind, or pour that energy into work, creation, or self-improvement. Lust becomes drive. Restlessness becomes ambition. Pressure becomes progress. This is why temptation never fully disappears. It is not meant to. Temptation is the training ground. Every time you choose control, your inner authority grows. Every time you resist impulse, your will becomes stronger. Over time, what once felt difficult becomes natural. You no longer feel at war with yourself. You feel centered, calm, free. Freedom is not the absence of desire. Freedom is command over it. And command creates confidence. Not loud confidence, quiet confidence. The kind that doesn't need validation. The kind that people sense without explanation. This is true masculine strength. Not aggression, not dominance, but stability, presence, responsibility over one's own power. The universe does not give responsibility to men who cannot control themselves. It gives influence to those who can carry energy without being ruled by it. When you show the universe you can hold power, it gives you more clarity, more opportunities, more responsibility, more growth. This is why life begins to upgrade when a man commits to mastery. Your thoughts gain weight, your words land deeper, your ideas begin working. People listen, not because you demand attention, but because your energy is no longer fragmented. You are whole, focused, grounded, and wholeness is magnetic. This path is not about starving pleasure. It is about discovering deeper pleasure, the pleasure of growth, the satisfaction of self-respect. The joy of watching your life rise because of your own discipline. Silence becomes enjoyable. Solitude becomes powerful. Creation replaces consumption. You begin to feel emotions more clearly. Anger, passion, love. But instead of being controlled by them, you guide them. Anger becomes fuel. Passion becomes creativity. Love becomes depth instead of obsession. This is emotional maturity born from energy mastery. As weeks pass, you may notice your posture change, your voice slow down, your eyes steady, your reactions soften. You stop chasing validation. You stop reacting impulsively. You respond instead. That alone changes everything, because a man who responds instead of reacts controls his destiny. The universe works through responsibility. When you take responsibility for your lowest impulses, you earn access to higher awareness. You begin receiving inner guidance, subtle signals, gut feelings that are accurate. You know when to move and when to wait. This is alignment. This is flow. And when you are in flow, life feels protected. You avoid unnecessary mistakes. You sense danger early. You meet people who help you grow. You leave situations that would have drained you. This is not superstition. This is clarity. Your energy becomes your signature, and everything responds to energy. Just like a radio signal. When your frequency rises, you stop attracting chaos. You attract structure, opportunity, purpose, growth. Most men live at low frequency. Constant stimulation, anxiety, lust, distraction. The man who retains steps out of that noise and into rhythm. The universe itself is rhythm. When you align with it, effort decreases and results increase. You stop forcing. You start attracting. Money flows easier because your value has increased. Not just financial value, but energetic value. Energy is the real currency, and men who protect it become wealthy in every sense. You begin trusting yourself again. Decisions become clear. Confusion fades. You know what matters and what doesn't. Distractions lose their grip. Discipline feels natural. You no longer need motivation because your energy is already moving forward. This is why ancient warriors, thinkers, leaders, and builders all practiced energy control in one form or another. They understood one thing clearly. If you cannot rule yourself, you cannot build anything lasting. Control of desire was always the foundation of greatness. Retention does not make you less human. It makes you more conscious. You see beauty without craving. You feel attraction without losing control. You enjoy life without being consumed by it. This is balance. This is power under control. Over time, urges weaken not because desire dies, but because mastery grows. What once pulled you, now barely moves you. You smile at temptation instead of fighting it. And that's when you know you've crossed a threshold. You are no longer ruled by impulse. You are free. Freedom creates peace, and peace is strength. A peaceful man is dangerous in the best way. Focused, clear, unshaken. The universe trusts men like that. It gives them vision, because it knows they won't destroy themselves with it. This is not about being better than others. Ego collapses on this path. Humility grows. You realize this energy is not yours to waste, but yours to protect. You stop trying to dominate and start trying to build. And builders are always rewarded. Your life begins upgrading quietly. Health improves. Confidence stabilizes. Purpose becomes clear. You feel connected to something bigger, without needing labels or beliefs. Just alignment. Just flow. The energy you once gave away now builds you from the inside. It pushes you toward your potential, toward your mission, toward the version of you that existed before distraction weakened your will. That memory you feel when you're calm, focused, and strong. That's not imagination. That's your original state calling you back. And when you answer, the universe responds. So guard your energy. Treat it with respect. Use it to build, to grow, to create, to serve. Not out of fear, but out of understanding. Because the man who honors his power becomes aligned with creation itself. And alignment always brings blessings. When you stop wasting what is sacred, life starts giving you what is meaningful. When you hold your power, you hold your future. And the man who protects his energy protects his soul.